सभी को सादर नमस्ते.
Namaste, Acharya ji.
So let's start. Sit down straight, closing the eyes gently, bringing our mind to focus. Deep inhale and exhale. सांस लेते समय और छोड़ते समय नासिका के बीच में जो प्राण वायु अंदर जा रहा है और बाहर निकल रहा है उस पे हम ध्यान दें. Just try to sense the breath moving in and out of the nostrils. तीन बार ओम जाप करेंगे, फिर गायत्री मंत्र भजन के रूप. Chant Om 3 times and Gayatri Mantra in the form of bhajan. तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्. तूने हमें उत्पन्न किया, पालन कर रहा है तो तुझसे ही पाते प्राण हम. दुखियों के कष्ट हरता है तो तेरा महान तेज है. छाया हुआ सभी स्थान, सृष्टि की वास्तु में तू हो रहा है.
कारपेट ਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਦਾ ਮੈਟ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਸਟੇਅਰਸ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੈਟ ਨੂੰ ਚੁੱਕ ਕੇ ਨਾ ਦੂਜੇ ਕਮਰੇ 'ਚ ਰੱਖ ਦਿਓ.
ओम जरा माइक ऑफ कर लेना
यार
प्लीज.
ठीक है. नहीं नहीं ਇਹਨੂੰ ਹੀ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ना इससे कर.
धनंजय जी कैन यू म्यूट देम प्लीज.
वीडियो ऑन, आपकी माइक ऑन है. प्रेम जी आपका माइक ऑन है.
सॉरी.
तेरा ही धरते ध्यान हम मांगते तेरी दया. ईश्वर हमारी बुद्धि को श्रेष्ठ मार्ग पर चला. दाता हमारी बुद्धि को श्रेष्ठ मार्ग पर चला. ओम भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्. धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्. Gently, slowly open the eyes below the palms, keeping the mind into focus. अथेश्वर स्तुति प्रार्थना उपासना मंत्र. Stuti, praising the virtuous qualities of Ishvara, so that gradually, slowly, we may imbibe those virtuous qualities and in turn become virtuous. Prarthana to be done only after putting 100% mental and physical efforts, and upasana being in communion with God, and for that we require to practice meditation. So अपने ध्यान को बनाए रखें. Just keep your mind to focus. If you know the mantras, keep yourself on mute and chant along with me. And while doing the chanting, just listen to your own chanting, to the vibrations going out and coming back to you. You can start feeling the inner peace, the inner tranquility, and at the same time, you'll feel the wavering, fluctuating mental situation will just be pacified and will be one with ourselves and one with Ishvara, God. Om Vishwani Deva Savitar Duritani Parasva Yad Bhadram Tanna Asva Om Hiranya Garbha Samavartatagre Bhutasya Jatah Patirekāsit Sadādhāra Prithivim Dyamute Mam Kasmai Devāya Vishavidhema Om Ya Atmada Balada Yasya Vishwa Upasate Prashisham Yasya Deva Yasya Chayam Ritam Yasya Mrityo Kasmai Devaya Vishavidhema Om Yah Pranato Nimishato Mahitvaika Idra Jagato Babhuva Ya Ishe Yasya Dvipadascha Tushpada Kasmai Devaya Vishavidhema Om Ye Nadyo Rugra Prithivi Chadridha Yena Swasta Bhitam Yena Naka Yo Antarikshe Rajaso Vimana Kasmai Devaya Vishavidhema Om Prajapate Natvadetanyo Vishwajatani Parita Babhuva Yatkamaste Johomastanno Astu Vayam Syama Patayorainam Om Sano Bandhurjanita Savidhata Dhamani Veda Bhuvanani Vishwa Yatra Deva Amrita Manashana Stritiye Dhaman Adhyairayanta Om Agnena Yasupataraye Asman Vishwani Deva Vayunani Vidwan Yuyodhyasmadjoranameno Puishtham Te Namauktim Videma Iti Shur Stuti Prarthana Upasana Mantra. Now let's proceed with Achman. Please take water in the right palm, sipping 3 times. So take water at each time and sip. Take sufficient water so that when you do the sipping, it goes down the throat, clearing the throat for mantra part. Om Amrita अमृतोपस्तरनमसि स्वाहा. Second time. Om Amritapidanamasi Swaha. Third time. Om Satyam Yashashirmai Shri Shaitam Swaha. Wash your hands. Then take water in the left palm for Angsparsh. Remember all the actions to be done at the end of the mantra. Kriya जो भी करना है वो मंत्र के अंत में. ओम वांगमास्यस्तो, ओम नसोर्मे प्राणोस्तो, ओम अक्षणोर्मे चक्षुरस्तो, ओम कर्णयोर्मे श्रोत्रमस्तो, ओम बाहोर्मे बलमस्तो, ओम उर्वोर्मा ओजोस्तो, ओम अरिष्टानि व्यंगानि तनुस्तन्वा मे सन्तु. अग्नि आधान के लिए दीपक जलाएंगे. लाइटिंग ऑफ द लैम्प. ओम भूर्भुवः स्वः. After that, introducing the fire into the Havan Kund at the end of this mantra. Om Bhurbhuvah Svah Dyoreva Bhumna Prithviva Varmna Tasyaste Prithvi Deva Yajani Prishthe Agni Manna Damanna Dhyaya Dadhe. Agni Samindhan mantra. This mantra says Udbuddhya Svagni. So getting the fire blazing by adding 3-4 spoonfuls of ghee on the samidhas. Om Udbuddhya Svagne Pratija Grihitva Mishta Purte Sansrijetha Mayancha Asmin Sadhaste Adyutarasmin Vishwe Deva Yajamanasya Sidata. Samidha dan, 3 pieces of samidha dipped into ghee. First samidha, please offer when we say swaha with this mantra. Om ayanta idmatma jata vedaste nidya svardha swachedda vardaya tasman prajaya pashubhir brahma varchase namnadyena samedhaya swaha. Idam agnaye jata vedase idam namama. Second samidha, we'll have 2 mantras here. It will be on the second swaha that you offer to the fire. Om samidhagnim duvasyata griter bodhayata tithim asmin havya juhutana swaha idam agne idam namama. Om susamidhaya shotishe gritam tivram juhutana agnaye jata vedase swaha idam agnaye jata vedase idam namama. Third samidha with this mantra. Om tantva samidbhirangiro gritena vardhayamasi priyachochaya vishtaya swaha idam agnengirase idam namama. Panchagrit ahuti, offering of our ghee 5 times with the same mantra to get the fire blazing. Om ayanta idmatma jata vedaste nedya svardha swachedda vardhaya chasman prajaya pashubhir brahma varchase namnadyena samedhaya swaha idam agnaye jata vedase idam namama. Om ayanta idmatma jata vedaste nedya svardha swachedda vardhaya chasman prajaya pashubhir brahma varchase namnadyena samedhaya swaha idam agnaye jata vedase idam namama. Om ayanta idmatma jata vedaste nedya svardha swachedda vardhaya tasman prajaya pashubhir brahma varchase namnadyena samedhaya swaha idam agnaye jata vedase idam namama. Om ayanta idmatma jata vedaste nedya svardha swachedda vardhaya chasman prajaya pashubhir brahma varchase नाम्नाद्येन समेधय स्वाहा इदम् अग्नये जातवेदसे इदं नमः. Jal Sechanam. First on the eastern side. Om Adite Numanyasva. Second on the western side, east, west, then north and south. So west. Om Anumate Numanyasva. North. Om Saraswatya Numanyasva. All around the Havan Kund, starting from northeast, moving clockwise and finishing at the northeast point. Ishan Disha. Om Devah Savitah Prasvayadyam Prasvayadyappatim Bhagaya Divyo Gandharvah Ketapohu Ketanna Punatu Vachaspatiravachanna Svadato. Agharavadyahuti, the first ahuti in the north, second in the south, pouring the ghee in streamlined form from west to east, moving in the direction of light, physical light, as well as the light of knowledge. North. Om Agnaye Svaha Idam Agnaye Idam Namama. South. Om Somaya Svaha Idam Somaya Idam Namama. Center. Om Prajapataye Svaha Idam Prajapataye Idam Namama. Om Indraya Svaha Idam Indraya Idam Namama. Now, offerings of both ghee and samagri for the Dainik Ahuti. First, Suryo Jyoti, which is for the morning, then Agnir Jyoti, the evening, afternoon, and then the mantras for the daily Havan. Om Suryo Jyotir Jyoti Surya Svaha. Om Suryo Varcho Jyotir Varcha Svaha. Om Jyoti Surya Suryo Jyoti Svaha. Om Sajur Devena Savitra Sajurusha Sendravatya Jushana Suryuveto Svaha. Om Bhuragnaye Pranaya Sva Agnir Jyoti. Om Agnir Jyotir Jyotir Agni Svaha. Om Agnir Varcho Jyotir Varcha Svaha. Om Svaha. Om Sajur Devena Savitra Sajuratrendраvatya Jushanu Agnir Vetu Svaha. The ahutis for both morning and afternoon. Om Bhuragnaye Pranaya Svaha. Idam Agnaye Pranaya Idam Namama. Om Bhuvarvaive Pranaya Svaha. Idam Vaive Panaya Idam Namama. Om Sradityaya Vyanaya Svaha. Idam Adityaya Vyanaya Idam Namama. Om Bhurvasvaragnivaivaditebhya Pranapanvyanabhya Svaha. Idam Agnivaivaditebhya Pranapanvyanabhya Idam Namama. Om Apo Jyotirasomritam Brahmavurбhuvasvarom Svaha. Om Yam Medham Devagana Pitarashopasate Tayama Madhyamedhyagni Medhavinam Kuru Svaha. Om Vishwani Deva Savitar Durtani Parasva Yad Bhadram Tannasva Svaha. Om Agnena Yaspathara Yasman Vishwani Deva Vayunani Vidwan Yuyodhyasmajjohurana Meno Bhuishantena Muktim Vidhema Svaha. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Swaha. Om Vishwani Deva Savitar Durtani Parasva Yad Bhadram Tannasva Swaha. So it was Guru Purnima overlapping between yesterday and today in US and Canada. So we'll do the Purnamasi mantras with ghee and prasad if you have, otherwise only ghee. Om Agnaye Swaha. Om Agni Shomabhyam Swaha. Om Vishnave Swaha. In the context of Guru Purnima and Shravani, which has started also coinciding with today in US and Canada, we are going to do some special mantras. First Gayatri mantra, then Vishwani Deva mantra, then mantras from Yajurveda chapter 32, which is about praying for the enlightened mind, enlightened intellect. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Swaha. Om Vishwani Deva Savitar Durtani Parasva Yad Bhadram Tannasva Swaha. Om Sadasaspati Madbhutam Priyamindrasya Kamyam Sanim Medhamaya Sisham Swaha. Om Yam Medham Devagana Pitarashchopasate Tayama Madhyamedhyagni Medhavinam Kuru Swaha. Om Medham Me Varuno Dadatu Medham Agni Prajapati Medhamindrascha Vayuscha Medham Dhata Dadatu Me Swaha. Om Idam Me Brahma Chatram Chobheshiyam Vashnutam Mai Deva Dadatu Shriyam Uttamam Tasyaite Swaha. Om Ya Atmada Balada Yasya Vishwa Upasate Prashisham Yasya Deva Yasya Chayamritam Yasya Mrityu Kasmai Devaya Vishavidema Swaha. The first four mantras was Medha Buddhi, to get the enlightened mind, to be able to make the difference between right and wrong, truth and untruth, and then tread on the path of Dharma, shunning unrighteous, immoral activities to stay on the virtuous path. Then Ya Atmada Balada. Shravan Mas is a month where we focus on the reading, the study of the Vedas, and what is the outcome of study and reading of the Vedas. हम बुद्धि का मार्जन करते हैं, as we say, polishing of the mind, and that brings the elevation of the soul, Atmada Balada. So when we say that, it normally prays Atma ko bal dene hara Ishwar. So that spiritual force is for us to strive to put it. So once we understand some of the mantras, the meaning, and try to implement them in our life, God just comes with a helping hand to bring us forward on the path of Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. We'll move for mantras, for prayers, for people who are celebrating their special days, and even those who are suffering, praying for their good health. The mantras are the same. That's the beauty of the Ved mantras. The first one would be Tat Chakshur Deva Hitam, praying for long life, healthy life, with all the body organs functioning properly. And then will be Swasti mantra, Swastina Indro Vridarshava, praying for the welfare of everybody. Then Bhadram Karanevi Shinuyam, long life, again with healthy body organs functioning properly. ॐ तच्चक्षुर्देवहितं पुरस्तात् शुक्रमुच्चरत् पश्येम शरदः शतं जीवेम शरदः शतं शृणुयाम शरदः शतं प्रब्रवाम शरदः शतमदीन स्याम शरदः शतं भूयश्च शरदः शतात् स्वाहा। ॐ स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवा स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदा स्वस्ति नस्ताक्षर्यो अरिष्टनेमि स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु स्वाहा। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवा भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्रा स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवांसस्तनुर्भिर्व्यशेमहि देवहितं यदायु स्वाहा। The next mantra is praying to God. Tejo si tejo mai dehi. Oh God, you have all the energy, the powers, all the enthusiasm, all the forbearance, attitude, and all the calmness, the serenity, whatever be the situations of this universe. And then praying to God that we also develop that attitude of not tolerating wrongdoings, but guiding the wrongdoers to be on the righteous path. And also, Saho Si Saho Maide, for immense, tremendous forbearance, patience, and forgiveness. Om Tejosi Tejomai Dehi Viryamasi Viryamai Dehi Balamasi Balamai Dehi Ojos Yojomai Dehi Manyurasi Manyumai Dehi Sahosi Sahomai Dehi Swa. Aryan and Yash, please proceed with Gayatri Mantra 3 times and Trayambakam Yajamahi 3 times with Swaha, so that we can do the offerings of ghee and samagri.
Om
A bit louder, please, because we can hardly listen to you. No, we can't hear.
Om Trayambakam Yajam Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Purva Rukamir Vandhanam Mrityor Mukshya Manvidat Swaha. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Purva Rukamir Vandhanam Mrityor Mukshya Manvidat Swaha. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Purva Rukamir Vandhanam Mrityor Mukshya Manvidat Swaha.
Sishtakrit ahuti with ghee and prasad if you have, otherwise only ghee. Om yadasya karmanavatyaricham yadvanyunmihakaram Agneshta Shrishta Kritvidyat Sarvam Swishtam Suhutam Karotu Me Agnaye Shrishta Krite Suhutahute Sarvaprayashchita Hutinam Kamanam Samardhitre Sarvanah Kaman Samardhiya Swaha. Idam Agnaye Shrishta Krite Idam Namama Om Swaha. Idam Prajapataye idam namama. Ghee and samagri purnahuti. Om sarvam vai purnam swaha. ओम सर्वं वै पूर्णं स्वाहा। ओम सर्वं वै पूर्णं स्वाहा। So put everything down and then let's join the palms together, praying for sukha, happiness, shanti, peace, samriddhi, prosperity in the Mahavamdevyagan free mantras from the Samved. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha. Kayanushchitra bhuvadoti sada vridha sakha. Kaya shachishtaya vrita. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha. Kastva satyo madanam manghishto matsadandasa dridachidharuje vasu. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha. Abhishona sakhinam avita charitranam shatam bhavasyotaye. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha. Yajya Prarthana, please.
हमारे भाव उज्ज्वल कीजिए, को आनंद दीजिए। मेरे आए उदाहरण
Om, we are not able to hear you.
पूजनीय प्रभु हमारा भाव उज्ज्वल छोड़ देवे छल कपट को मानसिक बल दी आत्मिक बल दी
सर्वे भवन्तु सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा करो भगवान सब सुखी हो कोई हरि सब हो निरोग भगवान सब भाग्य भाव दे सन्मान के पति को दुखिया कोई हो तेसी नाथ सभी सुखी हो कोई न हो दुखारी सब हो निरोग भगवान धन के भंडारी सर्वे भवन्तु तो बंधो शस्था त्वमेव वेद्या त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव त्वमेव तारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वन्दे
Om. I think it's frozen from your side, Dhananjay. Okay, let's move ahead with the blessings. Haath jod lenge, just join the palms together. Sit down straight with the body totally straight, bringing the mind to focus. And remember the grace of Ishwara, the blessings of Ishwara is always flowing over us and all around us. It's just for us to become the appropriate recipients of this grace, of these blessings. Otherwise, we'll be just like a bucket which has no bottom and the water won't collect there under the tap. So let's become the appropriate recipient by shaping our lives on the path of Dharma to be able to catch those blessings. Om Satya Santo Yajamanasya Kama Om Purna Santo Yajamanasya Kama Om Safala Santo Yajamanasya Kama. It says Satya Santo Yajamanasya Kama. May the wishes, the desires of the Yajaman be truthful. Then Purna Santo, the truthful desires, wishes of the Yajaman be complete. And Safala Santo, the truthful wishes, desires of the Yajaman be complete with 100% success. Om Swastina Indro Vridhashava Swastina Pusha Vishvaveda Swastina Staksharyo Arishtanemi Swastino Brihaspatir Dadhatu Om Bhadram Karnebhi Shinuyama Deva Bhadram Pashyema Kshaviriyajatra Sthirairangeshtuvang सस्तनुर्भिर्विषेमहि देवहितं यदायु। ओम स्वस्ति स्वस्ति स्वस्ति। ओम शांति शांति शांति। So for the bhajan, please just unmute yourself and you can proceed one by one. Prem ji is going ahead.
भगवान भजन करने के लिए जो प्रात समय उठ जाता है, आनंद की वर्षा होती है, दुनिया में वही सुख पाता है। भगवान भजन करने के लिए संसार को जिसने जान लिया, परमेश्वर को पहचान लिया, बस निश्चय मन में ठान लिया, क्या इस दुनिया से नाता है। भगवान भजन करने के लिए जो प्रात समय उठ जाता है, नहीं निंदा सुन घबराता जो, नहीं मान के अंदर आता जो, एक सेवा धर्म कमाता जो, वह ऊंचा भी उठ जाता है। भगवान भजन करने के लिए जो प्रात समय उठ जाता है, जो उत्तम कर्म कमाता है, नहीं मौत से भय वह खाता है, हंस हंस कर प्राण गवाता है, वह सच्चा वीर कहाता है। भगवान भजन करने के लिए जो प्रात समय उठ जाता है, इस देश का कर कल्याण पिता, देकर शक्ति का दान पिता, ना हो कोई हैरान पिता, चरणों में शीश झुकाता है। भगवान भजन करने के लिए जो प्रात समय उठ जाता है, आनंद की वर्षा होती है, दुनिया में वही सुख पाता है। भगवान भजन करने के लिए। धन्यवाद।
Thank you, Prem ji. भगवान भजन करने के लिए जो प्रातः समय उठ जाता है usually refers to the Brahma Muhurat, which is before sunrise. One is that it's proven scientifically, early morning we have O3 concentration at the surface level of the earth is higher. So O3 is oxygen molecule, but this one has 3 atoms instead of 2. And that's good for health, especially when we wake up early morning like this and take deep breathing, practice some good pranayama and exercise. So that brings that O3, and we know O3 is ozone, and that is also used to purify bottled water. So just imagine we're getting that free without any equipment to purify our own system. Second, the level of human activity is the lower, so we can sit down in dhyan and be in communion with Ishvara, God. Thank you, Premji, for this inspiring bhajan. It's good to understand the lines and what is the meaning behind those lines. Next, please.
Priyam.
Yeah, Adi.
Acharya ji, I'm going to sing the bhajan. Sorry, first of all, I still have some fever. I did the second dose, so I have some fever. तो मैं वो भजन करती हूँ आपके लिए जो आपने मांगा था ना, ओम जय जगदीश पिता.
हाँ.
For the first time I'm going. जी. So it is for the first time I'm going to sing. Hopefully we'll make it. एक सेकंड मैं करती हूँ उसको. ओम ओम जय जगदीश पिता, प्रभु जय जगदीश पिता, विश्व विरंच विधाता, जगत्राता सविता. ओम जय जगदीश पिता, अनंत अनादि अजन्म अविचल अविनाशी, सत्य सनातन स्वामी शंकर सुख राशि. ओम जय जगदीश पिता, सेवक जन सुखदायक जननायक तुम हो, शोभ सुख शांति सुमंगल वरदायक तुम हो. ओम जय जगदीश पिता, मैं सेवक शरणागत तुम मेरे स्वामी, हृदय पटल में प्रगतो प्रभु अंतर्यामी. ओम जय जगदीश पिता, काम क्रोध मद मोह कपट छल व्यापे नहीं मन में, लगन लगे मम मन की गुण तेरे वर्णन में. ओम जय जगदीश पिता, नित्य निरंजन निश दिन तेरो ही जाप करे, तव प्रताप से स्वामी तीनों ही ताप हरे. ओम जय जगदीश पिता, पतित उदारन तारन शरणागत तेरी, भूले न भटके ब्रह्म में निर्मल मति मेरी. ओम जय जगदीश पिता, शुद्ध बुद्धि से मन में तेरो ही वर्णन करे, सब विधि छल बल तज के तेरी शरण पड़े. ओम जय जगदीश पिता, ओम जय जगदीश पिता, प्रभु जय जगदीश पिता, विश्व विरंच विधाता, जगत्राता सविता. ओम जय जगदीश पिता. ओम शांति.
Thank you. That was a good try. Near perfect, I would say.
It is very first time I am seeing even the wordings and all.
Yeah, अच्छी प्रयास थे.
Thank you. Thank you.
इसमें one line which is interesting. It says सेवक जन सुखदायक जननायक तुम हो. When we try to understand sevak jan, when we are referring to God, is God at our service or are we at the service of God? That is one question which arises. And really, if we see, we serve God by obeying to the instructions and the guidance of Ishwar God. And God serves us by always inspiring us to be good. So it's up to us to tap those inspiration, those blessings, and be good in life. And the whole of this bhajan is inspiring throughout, describes the various qualities of Ishwar. But I chose that one line in between. Anybody else? Kamlesh ji, please.
जीवन की घड़ियां वृथा न खो, ओम जपो हरि ओम जपो, चादर ना लंबी तान के सो, ओम जपो हरि ओम जपो, ओम ही जग का सार है, जीवन है जीवन आधार है, प्रीति ना उसकी मन से तजो, ओम जपो हरि ओम जपो, चोला यही है कर्म का, करने को सौदा धर्म का, इसके बिना मार्ग न कोई, ओम जपो हरि ओम जपो, साथी बना ले ओम को, मन में बिठा ले ओम को, प्रेम की गंगा में बहते रहो, ओम जपो ओम जपो, मुख से ओम उचारिए, हृदय में अर्थ विचारिए, मुख से ओम उचारिए, हृदय में अर्थ विचारिए, श्वासों की माला इसमें पिरो, ओम जपो ओम जपो, मन की गति संभालिए, ईश्वर की ओर डालिए, दोना चाहे तो जीवन को दो, ओम जपो ओम जपो, जीवन की घड़ियां वृथा न खो, ओम जपो ओम जपो. Thank you.
Thank you, Kamlesh ji. I take 3 bits of this bhajan, which says, Mukh se Om bolo, and then Hriday mein vichariye. So when you are chanting Om, we should also remember this is the prime name of God. As we say, the all-inclusive name, which includes all the other names. And the important thing to recall between that is Maharishi Dayanand says, whenever you remember Om, if you want a simple meaning, just take it to be Om Sarva Rakshak, Hamare Bhi Raksha Kijiye. The all protecting God protect us. And still the other part of this would be Man ki gati sambhaliye. So if we are prepared to sit down and do some meditation and control the mental activities, then we'll be able to do that. Mukh se Om bolo aur hriday mein vichariye. And then we'll catch the divine guidance, the inner voice within us. And that is how God protects us. I've tried to take bits and pieces of the bhajan and bring it to you. I think Dhananjay ji has a problem with his net connection because his images were frozen and then sound was not proper. So I'll just request our founder member and mentor, Dr. Deen Bandhu Chandora ji, to do the welcome and give a short brief on Guru Purnima and Shravani, and then I'll take over with the lecture. Dr. Deenbandhu Chandoraji, please. Om, Dr. Ji. Okay, I think he's also not catching me. No problem. So welcome everybody and recognizing everybody in this virtual platform, starting with our founder member and Dr. Deenbandhu Chandoraji, Dhananjay Ji joining again. Dhananjay Ji and the family, we have Kamlesh Ji, Prem Kapoor Ji, Prem Ji, Pandita Jasodhara Ji, Asha Ji, Vimal Ji, and two others which I can't identify because he gives me the phone. So no problem. Welcome everybody. According to Vedic Hindu calendar, which runs on the lunar month, today is Guru Purnima in India and Mauritius, and in the Western world, it was yesterday, according to the different in time zones. And Guru Purnima, the first question is, why Guru Purnima? Purnima is the full moon day of the month. Why in particular this Purnima has so much importance as Guru Purnima? Because the next day starts the month of Shravan. And Shravan Mass is the period where we start to refocus and give more emphasis to the reading, the study of the Vedas. And without the Guru, it's practically difficult to embark in such deep study. But for those who've been initiated, that's no problem. They can continue on their own way, seek the divine inspiration, and delve further and further into that knowledge. That's why the Guru Purnima, because we depend on the Guru to move out of the darkness of ignorance to the light of knowledge. Now, the other question would be, why a guru in life? Guru, remover of the darkness of ignorance. We need a guru to be able to show us the right path, at least in the early stages of our life, and then we can start walking by our own. Just like the mother dedicated to the growth of the child, and the father picks up the little finger of the baby and make him or her start walking. And once the confidence is there, then the child starts not only walking, but running and doing all sorts of activities on its own. It's the same thing. We have the Guru initiating us into the depth of the Vedas. And then once we've caught the trend, we can start running on our own on that spiritual journey. Who are the gurus in our life? When we talk about Guru Purnima, we tend to think about probably somebody specially clad, saffron robe or white robe or other things, dhoti, kurta, etc., as the Guru. And if we take the word in English, it's teacher, then we go to the schools, to the colleges, to the universities, thinking about the teachers, the professors, the lecturers, everything that we have had. And the Vedic philosophy brings us to a very basic fact of life. The first guru in our life is the mother. Carrying the baby in the womb, at that particular point in time, the baby is catching signals through the emotions of the mother, through the behavior of the mother, through the behavior of others towards the mother. And the learning has already started. And the whole world recognizes the mother, the first university in the life of any child. And that goes in the terms of matreman, petreman, Acharyavan Purusho Veda. Second guru is the father. As and when the child grows, tries to leave a bit the mother's lap and more clings towards the father. So the father here has another duty, continuing the care and the making of the personality of the child. Then comes with formal learning, the teachers at schools. But then remember, everybody around the child, in one way or the other, teaches the child something. Even when we are grown up, those who have better knowledge, better experiences, elder to us, can share their knowledge and their life experiences, and they become our guru. Though in a very informal way. And the informal way of learning is what makes the most in our personality development. The formal teaching plays more into what probably profession we are going into, what we are learning into formally to earn a living, to get a job. But how we'll behave and how we'll act in life depends more on the informal teaching process. And then the third one is the Acharya. So remember, the formal teachers are on the third ranking. But I would say in the Vedic philosophy, it's also said, Vishwe Deva Vavayunani Vidwan. The elderly, the learned around us, and Maharishi Dayananda Saraswati defines the elderly not only by Vayovrid, who is elder to us in age, but also elder to us in terms of life experiences and life knowledge. And Maharishi Dayananda term is Vayovrid Dhyan Vrid. All these are gurus. And in the Vyavahar Bhanu, the small booklet, Maharishi Dayananda Saraswati guides us with shlokas from Manusmriti telling us that even a child has so many things to teach us in life. बच्चा जो है कभी अपने आप झूठ नहीं बोलता है. Always truthful, and it's we who teach the child to start doing blunders. So if we be the real models, role models, we'll be able to guide the child properly. So that is one aspect of Guru Purnima. Then the other Guru which we tend to forget is God, Ishvara itself. As I said last week when we were talking, I just gave a hint. I had a teacher, the teacher had a teacher, the teacher had a teacher. We come back to the creation phase. And at that point in time, where there was no teacher, God inspired the four most noble souls, put them into samadhi, and gave them the knowledge of the Vedas. Second, all the knowledge that is there in the creation in terms of physical sciences, in terms of what we learn from nature, from the universe, from other life forms, from other species, all these were the creation of Ishvara, God. So ultimately, God is, in terms of the Yog Darshan, Sapurvesham api Guru, the ultimate teacher, preceptor, mentor of our life. Then the question comes, why the Vedas in our life? It's just as for any equipment that we buy, we get a manual on the proper usage of that. The Vedas were given to us as a manual to live life as a true human being. Humane in whatever we do, whatever we think, whatever we talk, whatever we write. So it says, Manur Bhava, Manushya to Manav Ban, be human. And be human kaise? Manasa Vacha Karmana, in thoughts, in words, and in actions. Be human in terms of gun, karma, subhav. character, actions, and innate temperament or nature. Briefly, this is the gist of the Vedas. But then the Vedas are not only, as I used to say, not only mantras for prayers, it's knowledge in the seed form. It's for us to unfold that. If we go into the Rig Veda Adi Bhashya Bhumika, we'll understand the various subjects, social sciences, physical sciences, chemistry, physics, biology, medicine. It talks about even the astronomy, astrology, about the effect of the movement of stars and planets on the earth itself. Like the full moon often give rise to abnormal tides, and the darkest day of the night gives receding seawater levels, abnormal receding seawater levels, and all those effects happen on our planet. And astronomy is about the planetary movements, forecasting the movement of the sun, the moon, and other planets. So we are able also to forecast, as we say, the Grahan eclipses. And that also helps in meteorology. So all these knowledge in the seed form in the Vedas. Shravani is time to dedicate some time in reading, studying the Vedas. So let's take a pledge today that at least till the next Purnima, if we know how to read the Vedas, if we have the Vedas at our home, we can just open and read probably one mantra with the meaning daily. And take the common mantras which we know. Take even if you have the book on Havan, most of the books have also the Ishwara Stuti, Prarthana, Upasana in the simple Hindi or English translation. Take that. Read one mantra, read the meaning, contemplate about it. Spend some time in Gayatri Mantra Jap. I won't say take much, give probably 10-15 minutes daily to that. Catch the divine inspiration. Be on the path of Vedon ka parna, parhana, sunna, sunana. Pehle parhain, fir parhave. Pehle sune, fir sunave. So first thing is first to read and study ourselves. Then when we are inspired with that, we can motivate others to read, to study. And then listen to the reading, to the interpretation of the Vedas, and gradually, slowly, we'll also be able to talk about and make others listen to the beauty of the knowledge ingrained in the Vedas. Some of the brief we know about everybody talking now about universal values. So some of the concepts of universalism, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the world as one family. Ano Bhadra Kritavo Yanto, let noble thoughts come to us from all sides. Krinvanto Vishwamaryam, the whole world become noble, and not noble by blood, but noble in actions. Sangachadvam Samvadadvam, let our mind converge so that we may bring unity in the world. And the concept of unity in diversity is not in the Vedas. I think it's more a concept where we try to fool ourselves unless we try to bring all the diverse current of opinion to sit down and start looking for absolute truths which are in conformity with the laws of the universe, the laws of the creation. If you're talking in terms of unity in diversity, okay, there are diverse faith, diverse languages, diverse cultures, diverse practices, but the unity will come only when we start looking for commonalities, like the common living values. Commonalities like the eternal truth, the laws of the universe will apply to everybody. irrespective of what is written in the books. Just to mention, some people believe that somebody is holding this planet Earth. As we say, if he can't bear the weight of more than his body, or probably twice the weight of his own body, how can somebody just hold the planet with his hands, like we see in the Greek philosophy with Atlas holding the planet Earth? So this is against the laws of nature. We understand gravitation, attraction as the forces which maintain the planet in its place. So when we start clearing the concepts on the basis of universal truth, then all the diverse cultures, the diverse practices, the diverse faith will come to the absolute truth, then we'll have unity. There's much work to be done on that field. Just like in a family, father, mother, and 2 children. We don't expect the 4 persons to be on the same wavelength of thoughts in everything that needs to be done for the progress of the family. But at least if everybody converge on the broad lines, on the themes, we'll be able to start building harmony. Harmony first within ourselves, between our thoughts, our words, and our speech, and we'll build harmony within each and every member of the family. Where we disagree, we say, okay, we agree to disagree on that, but we are still working towards the commonalities, the things that we share in common. So if we start building like this within the small building blocks within the families, and the families joining together, just imagine how we can beautifully build peace, progress, and prosperity in this world. This is how the Vedas tells us on Krinvanto Vishwamaryam. It starts with me, then my surroundings, then goes to the community at large, to the town, to the village, to the city, goes to the level of the country, and goes to the level of the world. So let's take the pledge that from today onwards, we'll dedicate 10-15 minutes to read and study the Vedas. At least for nothing, take the Gayatri Mantra, the word meaning, the Shanti part, word meaning, understand them. Understand how, like Gayatri Mantra, it says, Yo Naha Prachodayat, how we can move to enlighten our intellect. You have to practice some dhyan, meditation, some breathing exercises, learn to sit down in a comfortable posture for a long time, and learn to silence our mind and our hearts, our mental and emotional activities. So if we spend some time in Om Jap, in mantra chanting, in study of the Vedas, we'll live up to what the mantra says, Deva Bhagam Yatha Purve Sanjanana Upasate. This is the second part of Sangachadam Sambadadam. And this part says, Purvazon ki bhati tum kartavya ke mani bano. So let's be like our ancestors. So, though they were less literate, but they were dedicated to the spiritual aspect of life. And we often claim to be the descendants of sages. Let's behave accordingly like descendants of sages, bringing the spiritual aspect of life, unfolding that to first become a better human being for ourselves, then for our family, then for the community at large, for the nation, and for the whole world. Next time we'll go into some further depth about the Vedas and the Vedic teachings in the same sense of Shravani. And we'll look into, probably as in the Arya Parva Padati tells us, take the first and the last mantra of each Veda and try to understand that. So I'm thinking about moving on this same trend, and wish you all a happy, joyful study of the Vedas and a light text during the month of Shravan. Let's move for our own spiritual upliftment, which will generate a better world. ध्यान के लिए धन्यवाद सभी को सादर नमस्ते जी. I leave the floor to Dhananjay ji and Dr. Chandura ji.
Acharya ji, I have a question.
Yes, please.
Sorry to interrupt.
No
Shravani,
problem.
when is
Welcome.
it starting for this year?
In Canada and America, it started today. In Mauritius and India, it's starting tomorrow. It's just because of the difference of time zones.
Okay. We start always before,
Yeah.
no? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
On the lunar
Thank you.
calendar, you are 1 day ahead. On the solar
Ah.
calendar, you are nearly 1 day after.
So true.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Dhanyavad. Dhananjay ji. I think you need to come nearer to your mic because we can't listen to you. No, nearer, please. Still interruption there. No, it's breaking.
Our internet is having some problem because of that. It is,
Slightly better.
Yeah, it's not stable.
Yeah, this one is better now.
So we will just start with the art.
I would suggest if you're on the phone, just bring the phone nearer. Even if you don't get the images, no problem.
तुम सबके स्वामी ओम जय जगदीश हरे. तुम करुणा के सागर तुम पालन करता स्वामी तुम पालन करता. मैं सेवक तुम स्वामी मैं सेवक तुम स्वामी कृपा करो भरता. ओम जय जगदीश हरे. तुम हो एक अगोचर सबके प्राणपति, स्वामी सबके प्राणपति। किस विधि मिलूं दया मैं, किस विधि मिलूं दया मैं, तुमको मैं कुमति। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। दीन बंधु दुख हरता, तुम रक्षक मेरे, स्वामी तुम रक्षक मेरे। अपने हाथ उठाओ, अपने हाथ उठाओ, द्वार पड़ा मैं तेरे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। विषय विकार मिटाओ, पाप हरो देवा, स्वामी पाप हरो देवा। श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ, श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ, संतन की सेवा। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे। भक्त जनों के संकट, दास जनों के संकट, क्षण में दूर करे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
Shanti Path.
Should we start Shanti Path now?
Yes. We'll do it, Dhananjay. I'll do it. Okay.
Om Deo ShantirantarikshamShanti Prithvi Shanti Apa Shanti Roshadhaya Shanti Vanaspataya Shantir Vishve Deva Shanti Brahma Shanti Sarvam Shanti Shantireva Shanti Sama Shantiredhi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. O God, by your grace, may the celestial regions be peaceful, the space be peaceful, the earth be peaceful, the waters be peaceful, the seasonal crops and meditational plants be peaceful, the perennial plants and vegetation be peaceful, the learned and elderly be conducive to peace and prosperity. May the Supreme Creator, reliever of pains and afflictions, bring us peace. May the universe be peaceful, the peace be peaceful, may that peace be with us. May there be cosmic, physical and spiritual peace. Bhojan mantra. Om Annapate Anyasya no Dehanami Vasya Shushminaha Prapradataram Tarisha Urjam No Dehi Dvipade Chatushpade. हे अन्न के स्वामी प्रभु, आप हमें अन्न दीजिए जो रोग रहित और पुष्टिकारक हो। आप अन्नदाता का कल्याण करिए। दो पाए मनुष्यों और चौपाए पशुओं आदि में तेज धारण करिए। ओ अन्नदाता ईश्वर, गिवर ऑफ फूड, kindly provide us with healthy and energy producing food. Grant serenity to those who give food in charity. May all living beings be blessed with energy giving food. जो बोले सो अभय।
वैदिक धर्म की जय।
मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम श्री रामचंद्र जी की
जय।
योगेश्वर श्री कृष्णचंद्र महाराज की
जय।
गुरुवर स्वामी बिरजानंद की
जय।
महर्षि स्वामी दयानंद जी की
जय।
संसार के सभी श्रेष्ठ महापुरुषों की
जय।
संसार के सभी विदुषी देवियों की
जय।
आज के यजमान की
जय।
आर्य समाज
अमर रहे।
वेद की ज्योति
जलती रहे।
वैदिक ध्वनि।
वैदिक अभिवादन सभी को सादर नमस्ते। So that's our contact points: Facebook, YouTube, Gmail, and phone numbers, WhatsApp also. And remember, we have the kids sessions Friday night at 9 p.m. The weekly services at 10:30 on Saturdays, and the spiritual learning for adults and youth on Sundays 9 to 9:45 p.m. You can always review our programs on Facebook page, Hindu Center of Atlanta, or the YouTube channel of Hindu Center of Atlanta. I will try to post a daily short video of 10 minutes on Shravani concerning the Vedas. So just follow the YouTube channel on the Facebook page. I've already posted today. I've got one youth who had a few questions. So I intend to proceed in the same way. So that would be spiritual learning. I will try to keep it to 10, 12 minutes. So that can also provide you some insight on the Vedas and the teachings of the Vedas with the mantras. Thank you.
Thank you for joining. See you next week and other programs during our week.
Namaste.
Namaste.
ठीक है माँ